Okay, I'll admit it. I do follow the conspiracy subreddit, but not because I actually believe some of the things people say on there, but because people are completely insane on the things they believe when they talk on there. I don't understand a lot of the things people are saying when I scroll through it, but it is very entertaining to hear these wild conspiracies that people genuinely believe. Maybe not many, but some people do. I'd say one in every like 50 different conspiracies someone has to say on there, especially on there. On there it's probably one in 100. But in real life, I'd say one in every 50. I'd go, okay, you know what? I could kind of see what you're saying there. I'll take it with a grain of rice. But it's like most of it, it's probably fake. But every once in a while, there's some a little, at least a little bit of truth in these conspiracies people have. But not long ago, when I was scrolling and just read it and happened to see someone post a picture of themselves asleep, saying that they found these pictures on their phone from like 4 in the morning, and saying nobody took these pictures. I'm like, okay, I gotta see what you have to say because that sounds a little interesting. And I go through it, and this guy just he he's very, it seems like he's very delusional on what actually happened and doesn't want and will not believe like what people say. He's not responding to anybody in the comments, so maybe he is actually believing people and now he feels stupid, but he didn't take it down, so I don't think that's the case. But he thinks that like aliens or something took this picture of him, and his girlfriend, who said she didn't, definitely did not because she said she didn't. Even though, how else are these pictures being taken? But I'm gonna show these pictures because they look a little creepy, especially with him saying this. But like, you gotta think it through. Like, go with the most logical solution in these situations. All right, well, this is the first picture, just him passed out. For some reason, there's a bunch of white dots all over it. That part doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. It could have been like a filter added to it or something. And then this is the other. Those are both of the pictures that he's really creeped out by. Now, I'm not going to read this whole thing because the first few paragraphs are basically nothing, basically saying he was dating this girl for a while, for like a year or so, 4 years, and they had a few bad experiences. This was the second creepiest of their relationship, and the next one after that was like a few months later, and that was the creepiest, but he doesn't have proof for that one. This is the only one. And that this is also a quote. He said that this caused the events that take place happened on February 21st. After this experience, I began to chase the rabbit hole, beginning with astral into solar, into matrix, into projection. So, like, he started going a little crazy, basically, it seems like, trying to read into what happened. Like, he's also just explaining that this isn't for karma, and that it just doesn't make sense to how these pictures were taken, because someone had to have been on top of them. But basically, this whole thing is saying that he was asleep at his girlfriend's family house, or no, his family's house with his girlfriend, and they were asleep in his old bedroom, which was now his sister's room or whatever, and they were both asleep. Him and his girlfriend were both asleep in the bed, and all of a sudden these pictures were taken of him in the morning. He found out on his plane ride home when his girlfriend asked to be sent all the pictures from the trip while they were in Chicago. And he saw them, and he was like completely terrified because they didn't make sense. And he asked his girlfriend if she took the pictures, and she denied it. And so that led him to believe this is some type of ghost or some weird astral physics thing going on where all of a sudden the phone was floating above him taking pictures, or I don't understand. Or he also says that someone may have done this, like broke into the house, went upstairs and taken the pictures of him. He also goes on a long rant about how he's too broke to actually not use the cloud and pay for that, so they were shared from phone to phone, instead of just through the cloud. So he's not able to like have the original, but that's the closest he can do, and it's because he's poor, so he's sorry that he doesn't have the actual ones. I don't know why that fucking matters. I think this guy's just a little insane, but whatever. But this happened back in 2021, so he's been sitting on this for years, and he really believes it's not his girlfriend, but everybody in the comments is saying it was his girlfriend that did this. And that's what I believe, right? She was probably on his phone trying to, like, look at things because, like, she's snooping, right? You're not supposed to do that. It's obviously not good in a relationship to be snooping. That doesn't mean you're in a healthy relationship if you have to go on someone's phone without them knowing. And he said they were in a bad relationship, so that's why I'm like, oh, she was probably snooping, was holding up his phone, and accidentally hit the side button to take a picture. Like, it happens. I know I've accidentally taken pictures, especially on some updates. It used to be even easier than it is now. At least now you have to open the camera app when you first turn on your phone. Like, yeah, it's still on the lock screen where you can click it and you just hold down and it opens. I'm pretty sure before it was even easier than that. So that's what I'm believing, and most people seem to. But he really doesn't think that, obviously, because he's been sitting on this for 4 years now. Almost 5, because it was early of the year in January, in 2021. It was February 2021. I somehow got mixed up there, even though I'm reading it, because my cat started to make a noise, and it really distracted me right there. Another person also thinks, though, that his girlfriend was just messing with him, and, like, purposely did this. And that's why she was asking for the photos, like, when he was heading home, like, all the trip photos, which, I mean, she definitely could have been messing with him. I don't know. She may be that type of person. My cat just ran my computer and knocked the camera off. She's saying hi. So that very much, I don't want her butthole on the camera. I would not like that. Please stay down. Jesus Christ. Let me be. Anyways... She very well could have been messing with him. She might be that type of person, maybe not. That's a very real possibility, but again, at the same time, you ask for pictures at the end of a trip. Girl, please, give me like 5 more minutes. Seriously. It's only when I'm sitting at my computer. But it very well could be that. Very well could be the first one. I don't know, but it's definitely not like weird creepy shit going on. You're just creeped out because your girlfriend at the time lied to you about going through your phone. I do like this one comment that just a random person put. It's astonishing how an apparently thoughtful person can nevertheless appear quite unable to reason his way out of a wet paper bag. There are cold facts you are refusing to acknowledge, OP. That is the reality. Get a grip. Like, seriously, it's not that hard to think through. Obviously, she was lying. It's not this crazy shit going on in life. Yet this guy really believes that. And another option is she very well could have just been half asleep, grabbed the wrong phone, accidentally took the pictures, and went back, like, and then realized she had the wrong phone, like, halfway through it, put it back, and maybe didn't even have his password, and so she couldn't log in to delete the pictures and forgot to tell him because she was half asleep when it happened. Or doesn't even remember doing it because maybe she kind of sleepwalks a little bit. I know it happens, right? Like, my mom used to sleepwalk all the time, and we've had some crazy fucking experiences. She was asleep for, like, 4 hours, and nobody knew. The only way we found out, like, when her sleepwalking was the worst, is if she was not on her phone for, like, hours on end. Then we'd be like, oh my god, you're asleep. She's literally cooked a meal with my dad, and she was asleep, and he had no idea that she was asleep. That was the only telltale sign, because else she seemed completely normal. Sleepwalking is a crazy thing, and it can just happen. I know I don't sleepwalk, but I've definitely talked a lot in my sleep. Things can happen, and you don't remember it. But this was my favorite comment. I just laughed at it because it was so stupid. He said, go to settings, then camera, then sleep settings, then outer body experience, then astral projection. If it's on auto, set it to manual or turn it off. Hope this helps with the fingers crossed emoji, just making fun of the guy for being fucking stupid. Now I get there can be, I know I keep calling him stupid, I get there can be actual concerns and some conspiracies and weird creepy things going on. I've shared before my creepy ghost experience that makes no actual sense. And like, yeah, I was upset during that time, but I've been more upset and haven't hallucinated and seen things like that. So I don't know what the fuck happened there. But this is like, you got to think rationally. The only reason I can't figure that one out is because I thought of every single possibility that could have happened, and none of them made sense in my mind, and that's why I'm like, I don't know, and now I'm terrified of fucking ghosts. So I actually started going through his account and finding, like, he has been replying to some people. They were just farther down in the threads, but one of these, he is definitely in denial, because he said, my girlfriend was asleep next to me. My girlfriend did not mount me that night, and if she did, I am unaware. She is appalled by me mentioning it. Of all the things she's lied to me about, I believe her on this. I don't think she's the source. I will constantly go back to quality issues on photos and the weirdness. My guy, she fucking lies to you, and this is the one time you're gonna be like, no, what? I actually believe you on this, because, you know, this is creepy, so why would you accidentally take my pictures? She more than likely had was either sleepwalking, not walking, but accidentally took pictures in her sleep, or accidentally did it while she was trying to snoop on his phone because she didn't trust him and they're in a toxic relationship, and obviously she lied a lot to him. But she's in constant denial, apparently. When they were together, his family doesn't think it was her, and they all think it's just this weird extraterrestrial thing going on. Who knows, maybe aliens went down to probe him and thought it'd be fun to take pictures while they do it. They just didn't have it on selfie mode and took pictures of him instead. You know what? Shit happens. I don't know. Literally, if it was a probe. But I don't know. Maybe eventually he'll find a way to post his first creepiest picture situation and like find those pictures and post them for us, so we have another conspiracy to go on that makes total sense, but he's in complete denial of, because, you know, some people just can't think rationally whatsoever. And again, there's some truth to some conspiracies, but the conspiracies aren't fully true. Whatever. You know what? Believe whatever the fuck you want. The Earth is flat. I don't know what to tell you anymore. Earth is flat. Everyone in government are lizard people. Taylor Swift is a lizard. I don't fucking know. But that is all I have. Hopefully this guy gets some mental health training, whatever. Tries to fix his brain and not be so worried about weird shit going on, and just try to think fucking rationally for once. Go to counseling, my guy. Don't believe your ex who lied to you about everything, but this one thing now. That doesn't make sense. That's like the whole Casey Anthony thing, where people are like, well, she lies all the time, so she must be telling the truth. No, she's fucking lying. She killed her baby. Your girlfriend took the pictures. Jesus fucking Christ. But that's all I have. I'm gonna go try and scrub my brain with a toothbrush because people heard it. So, have a good one, guys.